Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Algebraic Expansions. Okay, so in this episode we are going to learn how we expand algebraic expressions whereby there are two bracketed terms adjacent to each other. Right, so the way to do this is actually to draw rainbows again. So the rainbows help us ensure that we are multiplying the correct terms to each other. So the first rainbow that we're going to draw is from 2x multiplied to x and 2x multiplied to 3. Right? So in the second rainbow, let's change colors here. So the orange line relates to 2x and the yellow line relates to 1. So 1 is multiplied by x, 1 is also multiplied by 3. Okay? So when you expand 2x, when you multiply 2x to x, you will get 2x squared. 2x multiplied by 3, that gives us 6x. Okay, so now we can look at expanding 1. So 1 is multiplied by x and also by 3. So when 1 gets multiplied by x, it is positive x. 1 multiplied by 3, that is a positive 3. Okay, and then we combine like terms, so you get 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. And that's your final answer without any more brackets. Okay, so the second example is similar. So in this case, let's draw our rainbows first. So 3x multiplied by x first. 3x also gets multiplied by 2. So that's the first rainbow. And the second rainbow that we draw is for negative 2 multiplied by x, negative 2 multiplied by 2. Okay, so when we multiply 3x by x in these first orange colored lines, we would get 3x squared. 3x multiplied by 2, that gives us positive 6x. Okay, so now we can look at the blue lines, which is the rainbow for negative 2 multiplied by x and negative 2 multiplied by 2. Okay, so when we do that, negative 2 multiplied by x, that is actually a negative 2x. Negative 2 multiplied by 2, that is a negative 4. And then we can combine like terms. So in this case, 3x squared is a standalone term. And then 6x minus 2x, that gives you 4x minus 4. And this is the answer for example 2. Okay, in a similar fashion, for example 3, 1 is multiplied by x first, and 1 is then multiplied by 5. That's your first rainbow. In the second rainbow, let's switch colors here. So we can try with 2x multiplied by x and 2x multiplied by 5. Okay, so let's work with these blue lines first. So 1 multiplied by x, that is just 1x, which can be written as x. 1 multiplied by 5, that is a positive 5. Negative 2x multiplied by x, that gives us a negative 2x squared. Right, again remember, when you are multiplying algebraic terms with different signs, like in this case negative 2 multiplied by a positive x, right, you would expect a negative 2x squared here. A negative has to be in front of the term. So likewise, negative 2x times positive 5, that gives you a negative 10x. Okay, again you can combine like terms. So you leave the highest power at the front. Negative 2x squared is a standalone term. And you have x minus 10x, which are like terms. That gives you a negative 9x plus 5. Okay, that's it for example 3. Now let's look at example 4. So again, we draw our rainbows. 3 times 5, 3 times negative 10x. On top of this, we have another rainbow to draw, which is from 2x to 5, 2x to 10x. Right, so when we expand this, 3 multiplied by 5 first, so that is 15, and 3 multiplied by negative 10x, that is a negative 30x. Okay, and then in these blue lines that we can work with now, so we have negative 2x times 5, that is a negative 10x. Negative 2x times negative 10, that gives you a positive answer because we have two similar signs being multiplied by each other, a negative and a negative. So you should be able to get a positive 20 x squared. Now look here, x is being multiplied by x, so you should be able to get an x squared as well. So we combine like terms, leave the first term as the highest powered term, that is x squared, 20x squared, right? And then we have negative 30x minus 10x, that is negative 40x plus 15.